Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine a Boeing 787 soaring through the night sky at 38,000 feet, a silver arrow slicing through the darkness. Inside, 200 passengers are living their small stories. A toddler cries, a businessman types furiously, a young couple whispers about their honeymoon. It's an ordinary flight, forgettable for most. But for one woman in the cockpit, Captain Lara Mitchell, ordinary is never to be trusted. Tonight, I'm here to tell you the extraordinary story of how Captain Mitchell, once known as Falcon 21, defied impossible odds to save 200 lives. This is a story of courage, instinct, and an unbreakable will to bring every soul home. At 41, Captain Lara Mitchell sat in the left seat of the cockpit, her uniform crisp, her eyes sharp. She wasn't just a commercial pilot. She was a former F-16 fighter pilot who had flown missions over Afghanistan and Iraq, dodging missiles and tracer fire. That past never left her. It lived under her skin, whispering warnings even in moments of calm. On this night, as the Boeing hummed steadily, she scanned the instruments, her instincts on high alert. Her co-pilot, Alex Ramirez, younger and less seasoned, teased her for being wound-tight. "Sometimes a flight is just a flight," he said. But Lara knew better. "Sometimes it isn't," she replied, and she was right. A muffled thump broke the calm, followed by a cascade of alarms. Red and amber lights flashed across the cockpit. The cabin altitude indicator was climbing, too fast. "Masks on!" Lara barked, grabbing her oxygen mask. The Boeing shuddered violently. Passengers screamed, and oxygen masks dropped from the ceiling. The plane was depressurizing rapidly, a silent killer at 38,000 feet. Lara took control, ordering a steep but measured descent to 10,000 feet to keep passengers conscious. The radio sputtered with static, cutting them off from air traffic control. "We're flying blind," Alex muttered, his voice tight with fear. But Lara's mind was a machine, calculating, unflinching. She knew panic was a luxury she couldn't afford. In the cabin, fear spread like wildfire. Passengers clutched armrests, fumbled with masks, and prayed aloud as the jet tilted downward. Flight attendants rushed through the aisles, shouting instructions, their own voices trembling. Lara's hands flew across the controls, her combat training kicking in. She thought of the faces behind her, the mother with the toddler, the honeymooning couple, the businessman. To them, she was just a captain. To her, they were a mission. Failure was not an option. As systems failed, electrical, communications, hydraulics, Lara faced a chilling reality. Without contact, their descent could be mistaken for a hijacking. Fighters could be scrambled to intercept them. She needed a way to signal for help, something beyond civilian channels. In her jacket pocket lay a relic of her past, a laminated card with her old Air Force call sign, Falcon 21. It was a name whispered with respect in her squadron, a symbol of impossible missions flown and lives saved. She hesitated, knowing this would pull her past into the present. But with 200 lives on the line, she made her choice. Lara tapped a series of numbers into the emergency transponder, an encrypted beacon only the military could read. She entered her ID, her authentication, and her call sign Z Falcon 21. A faint ping echoed in the cockpit. "What did you do?" Alex asked, bewildered. "I called for help in a language only a few understand," she replied. Somewhere high above Nevada, 2 F-22 of Raptors picked up the signal. "Falcon 21," the lead pilot murmured, recognizing the legend. The Raptors banked hard, afterburners igniting, racing to her side. Minutes later, the radar scope lit up. 2 blips, fast, high military. The Raptors slid alongside the Boeing, their sleek forms glowing under the moonlight. In the cabin, passengers gasped, some cheering, others whispering fears of being shot down. Lara's headset crackled. "Falcon 21, this is Raptor 1. We have you in sight." Her throat tightened. It had been years since anyone called her that. "Copy, Raptor 1, she replied. 200 souls on board. Systems failing. Request vector guidance." The response was immediate. We're with you. You're not alone. The Raptors became her anchors, guiding her through the chaos. At Nellis Air Force Base, the call sign Falcon 21 sparked recognition among veterans. Orders flew. Tankers scrambled. Rescue crews mobilized. This wasn't just a crippled airliner, it was one of their own calling for help. The Raptors vectored Lara toward Creech Air Force Base, closer than Makaran, as fuel burned faster than expected. Adjust heading 080, Raptor 1 instructed. Lara complied, her hands steady despite the jet's sluggish controls. The Boeing was dying. Hydraulics bled out, the nose gear unconfirmed. Passengers clung to hope, their faith fragile as the jet shook. Lara fought the yoke, her muscles burning, coaxing the wounded aircraft like a fighter pilot taming a wild beast. At 3,000 feet, turbulence slammed them, the jet dipping dangerously. "Hold it," she growled, leveling the plane. Raptor 1's voice guided her. "You're drifting high. Correct to Gruda's down." She obeyed, her focus razor sharp. At 1,000 feet, the runway lights of Creech blazed like a lifeline. Fire crews lined the strip, their strobes flashing. The jet was barely responding, hydraulics failing, but Lara refused to quit. "We'll make it," she told Alex. "If the nose gear collapses, we keep her nose up and ride it till the metal dies." At 200 feet, the final alarm blared. Hydraulic pressure gone. Lara gritted her teeth, whispering to the jet, "Come on, girl. Don't quit now." The Raptors flanked her unshakable, their pilots tilting their wings in silent support. The main gear hit the tarmac, sparks flying as the Boeing thundered forward. Lara held the nose high, delaying the inevitable. Then gravity won. The nose slammed down, metal screaming, sparks exploding. The cockpit jolted, alarms wailing, but Lara kept the jet centered, brakes screeching, reversers roaring. The plane slowed 50 knots, 30-10, then stopped. Silence fell, broken by an eruption of sobs, cheers, and applause from the cabin. Passengers hugged, wept, and kissed the ground as they evacuated down slides. Outside, fire crews swarmed, dousing the smoking undercarriage. Lara unbuckled, her body trembling with exhaustion. "You did it," Alex whispered, awe in his voice. "We did it," she corrected. Her headset buzzed one last time. "Falcon 21, outstanding work. You're safe now." She smiled faintly. "Copy, Raptor 1. Couldn't have done it without you." In the days that followed, the world called it a miracle. Passengers shared stories of survival, hashtags like "Miracle Landing" trended, and experts marveled at the impossible landing. At a ceremony at Creech, military officials honored Lara with commendations, but her focus remained on the passengers, mothers, children, strangers, who approached her with tears and gratitude. "You saved my son," one said. "You're an angel," whispered another. Lara stood by the battered Boeing, watching the desert night settle into calm. She had been their captain, their warrior, their Falcon 21. The Raptors had answered her call, and together they brought 200 souls home. This wasn't just a story of skill or courage. It was a testament to trust, instinct, and the unbreakable bond between pilots who never leave one of their own behind. Falcon 21 wasn't just a call sign. It was a promise kept. And tonight, under the desert stars, Captain Lara Mitchell proved that some heroes never stop flying. Thank you.